Hey guys, so I wanted to come on here today because I'm literally in real time doing this, and I figured, wait, I need to stop and record this because if you followed my previous videos, you saw the general consensus of what I do. But this is what I do next after planning my meals for the week. So with that being said, let me explain. I'm going to show you guys. I don't know how difficult it'll be, but so this is my week. This is, Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday. And right down here, I have what we're eating. This is how I plan my meals for the week. It's nothing fancy. It is the general, what's the best way to explain it? But like, the general idea of what we're having for dinner. So for example, I always start with the meat. So if I have 2 things of chicken, 2 things of ground turkey, and 1 roast, which is usually the meats that I have, I just make meals out of that. I don't want, my family is totally good about eating whatever I have, or whatever I make. The only time I ever hear any negative feedback is when we have chicken one night and chicken the next night. So as far as pleasing the family, the extent I go to that is just making sure that I separate that out. So if I have a chicken on Monday, I won't have chicken at least until Wednesday or Thursday. I really try and push that out so it never feels like I am replicating things, and no one ever gets tired of anything that I cook, because the first priority is separating the meats from not being repetitive. So that's step 1. So for Monday, all I wrote was chicken Alfredo. For Tuesday, all I wrote was a roast. That's it. That's all I wrote. Wednesday, we're gonna do a simple grill night and just do like some cheeseburger and French fries. That way it kind of gives us that satisfaction of a restaurant meal without having to go out to eat to actually pay for that. So like, let's say your family likes certain meals that you only have when you go to restaurants. Like French fries are not something you serve in your home. That usually is not something that I serve in my home. But I have found that every once in a while, we just want that restaurant meal, those cheeseburger and French fries, that real, indulgent meal. And so what I've learned is, instead of just getting that itch for that restaurant meal and going out and eating at a restaurant, which always breaks the budget, not always, but we try to only eat out maximum 1 night a week. And that includes like ordering in a pizza or whatever. We do not eat out for lunch. We do not eat out for breakfast. Maybe 1 night a week, maybe for dinner. So with that being said, I'm learning to schedule in, those indulgent meals every once in a while to satisfy that craving. And so that's the first 3 nights, right? But for today, I'm literally doing it right now. I said that we were gonna have a roast. Now, I know that we have sides. I know that we have veggies and whatnot, but I never really necessarily assigned a full in detail meal, because a lot of the times, we're the type of family that kind of goes off of what we're in the mood for, and that can be dangerous, that can be expensive. But if you always have options on hand, for example, I know I have sweet potatoes, I know I have enough ingredients for like a green bean casserole, I know I have like a tomato and corn fried side. Like, I have different options for sides, mac and cheese, rice, mashed potatoes. I have all of that as options. And then when you really have your meal decided, you can really narrow and hone in on what you're in the mood for. So with this roast, I could go multiple different ways. And I usually do like a roast in the crock pot with a green bean casserole and some mashed potatoes, or just something generic, but like just hits the spot. But today I'm kind of in the mood for something different. So I'm thinking, I would maybe like to use up those sweet potatoes with this roast. So when I'm going to go literally throw this in the crock pot, I sit down for a second while my kids are napping, and this is when I go to Pinterest. So what I do is I type in Pinterest and I type in roast and sweet potato recipes. Literally, I type that all out and type it into Pinterest, and tons of meals pop up, as well as ingredient lists, as well as options and ideas. And so then I go through Pinterest very quickly. I am the type of cook that can throw things together, kind of like go like, as with like, it sounds so ridiculous, but like I can do that and kind of imagine what would this taste like with this taste, and kind of imagine that. So I can really throw things together. I totally understand a lot of people are not like that, but I promise you it's more of, if you've ever heard of an acquired taste, that's an acquired way of cooking, and you have to practice, and the only way to do that is with trial and error. If you cook, a roast a certain way and you don't like it like that, you don't like rosemary or whatever on top, well, next time, I promise you, you will remember that you didn't like that flavor with this specific seasoning. And so just keep a mental log of the things that you liked together and the things that you didn't. And then from there, you can create the meals by remembering what you liked and what you didn't. So with that being said, I can kind of just scroll through Pinterest, only look at the pictures and kind of envision what we would like and envision what I have to go to make that meal. If there's this chicken enchilada picture on Pinterest that I see, but it requires like 10 different ingredients that I don't have, okay, well, that's not a meal I'm gonna make. But I will keep like a mental screenshot or create a board where the next time you go grocery shopping, write that list down. But, if you don't have it now, then don't make it. So, go and scroll through and look what you have and compare recipes. And that's where you can get more in-depth ideas. But to just come up with these elaborate meals off the top of your head is not always realistic, and that's not expected of you. You don't have to, as a cook, you don't have to come up with these elaborate meals. There is amazing sources like cookbooks, Pinterest, Google. Use those, type in what you have in your pantry. Let's say you only have one ingredient. Like, let's say you just have an abundance of corn, like that, you just have a lot of it. Well, type in corn recipes and thousands of corn recipes will pop up. Figure out what you have to go with that and make it. That's how you meal plan. So right now, like I said, I have a roast crock pot written down, and what I did was I went on Pinterest. I found one with like sweet potatoes and rosemary and balsamic vinegar. I think I'm gonna do that one because I have all of those ingredients. Seasonings, you don't have to have every single seasoning. That's where you can kind of improvise, but the basic ingredients are really what you need. So with that being said, I'm gonna pause this here and I will show you my concoction when it's done. Okay guys, so again, like I said, it's nap time. I have a good YouTube video going on right now. I listen to Dave Ramsey all the time, keep my mind focused on like the main goals and all the things. So I always just throw something like that really good on while I'm doing this. So if you have like a favorite TV show or whatever that you never have time to watch, this is that time, while your kids are napping, you can be productive while doing the things that you want to do. Like, for example, watching a show that you really love. You can do both. You don't have to pick one. And like, when you're done with this, throw it in the crock pot and go grab a load of laundry to fold while you're watching your show. I always tell this to everyone, you can always be doing two things at once. Always have, be doing something while you're doing something. Time is money, money is time. So like I said, I have a roast in the crock pot. Sorry, let me give you a better view. It's a mesquite barbecue roast. I have peeled, I have peeled my sweet potatoes. I'm going to chop them up into fine, small pieces, and I will throw that in here as well. I'm going to do a little bit of balsamic vinegar, salt and pepper. Let me see what else I've got. So this is my spice drawer. I have everything where I can see it all. This makes it easier. Sorry, then I have children, you know, so things get messed up. But this is how I'm able to see everything that I have. It's all laid out. So I'm thinking with the balsamic vinegar, I have some minced garlic in the refrigerator. Throw a little bit of that on there. And I'm thinking doing balsamic vinegar, garlic, and then some minced onion and some rosemary. I think that'll be it. I'm gonna keep it short and sweet. Also, with roast, you always want to over season your roast. Always add a little bit more seasoning than you probably would on a regular meal, because it'll be cooking all day long. It really needs that extra kick. So I'm gonna finish chopping this. And the reason I do this and recording it and all that stuff, I just feel like, you know, there's so many steps to planning meals. It's not as just simple as deciding you're going to have a Taco Tuesday and it's just that simple. It's not. There's so much more to it than that. What are you doing on Tuesday? Do you have soccer practice? Do you have, you know, I don't know, a PTA meeting? I don't know, whatever you are doing. And if you are gone that Tuesday night, it does not make sense to have a meal that has to be cooked in the evening. You just won't have time to do it. So, you know, when you prep your meals, as far as like planning them out, you should be looking at your schedule as well while you're doing that, while you're looking at the food you have. They both are very, very important and go along with each other. I feel like that's why a lot of people, you know, have failed before they've even started, because they weren't realistic with themselves, and it always bites you in the butt. So, you know, you can go grocery shopping whenever you like, whenever it's convenient, but I really try to go grocery shopping at the beginning of the week. When you think of a week, you want to try and set yourself up the best way possible. When you look at your life, you know, you are the CEO, you are the manager, you are the boss of your life. And when you go in for your job yearly review, would you give yourself like an A+? Would you continue to employ yourself, you know, as far as your finances and your cooking and all of this stuff? And if not, you know, would you fire yourself? It's kind of like the president, and I'm not trying to get like all political, but at the end of the day, the president is there to do a job. It does not matter if you like his personality, the way he talks, or the way his hair looks, or if he does or does not have a spray tan. At the end of the day, is he doing his job? Is he balancing the budget? That is the important thing. As far as, you know, emotions and people's feelings and people's all of that kind of stuff, it is not our president's job to do all of that. That's our job. That's no one else's. So, you know, and I don't mean to get on, you know, a little rant, but I just want you to understand, and just to use another example, when you're getting hired on to do a job, do you need a clear set list of what is expected of you and what is expected of where you need to take that company within the next year? Because if they just hire you and say, oh, good luck, and you have no idea what the heck and bob you're supposed to be doing, are they going to think you're doing a good job? Are they going to give you that raise, that yearly raise, if you haven't contributed and added value to that company? No. So it's the same thing with your life. Are you running your life properly? Do you think you deserve a raise? You know, really consider and take your life as serious as a major company, you know, would. Because guess what? At the end of the day, your company is either going to do amazing or it's going to fail. And the only person who is in charge of that is the CEO at the end of the day. When you see a company going bankrupt, you don't see everyone who works for that company, their names on that list. When you see that, you know, bankruptcy, I don't know what you would call it, you know, thing on the internet. You only see the CEO, and that's it. No one else cares about anyone else who may or may not have screwed it up. And at the end of the day, the CEO is the one who has to take full responsibility for where they are. It does not matter who did them wrong. It does not matter who screwed them over. None of that matters. All that matters is that that CEO did not do a good enough job and did not balance those budgets and, you know, all that stuff. And you have to understand that your life is literally just like that. So that was a totally random rant, but I think it's important for us to take some responsibility. And, you know, if you are not good at something, for example, finances, if you're not good at finances, are you just going to tell your boss, I'm not good at that, someone else can do it? No, they'll fire you and they will go hire someone else who can do that job. So it's the same thing with your life. No one else is going to do it for you. You are either going to, if you don't know how to do something or do it well, totally understandable. But at the end of the day, it still needs to get done. Someone needs to do it. And you can either learn how to do it properly or you're just going to go into bankruptcy. It's up to you, you know, in a figurative speech, you know, figurative matter. Anyways, back to the show. I'm going to be adding some chicken stock to this. You can use beef stock or veggie stock or whatever, just to give it some liquid. I just eyeball it in all honesty. And then, let me grab my balsamic vinegar, which is brand new. Come on. Oh, there we go. Okay. Put a little bit of balsamic vinegar. I don't know if it's just me, but I love the smell of balsamic vinegar. It smells so good to me. Just a little bit. Okay. Then I'm going to do some minced onion. I like a lot of seasonings. I like to over-season everything. That's just me. I'm Italian, so I grew up with lots of flavor, zest, you know, all the things. I'm gonna get some minced garlic. And being Italian, it's kind of not a good thing that I used this pre-minced garlic, but my dad probably won't watch this anyways. My grandmother watches these videos though, so sorry, Grandma. Oh, I again like lots of seasoning, lots of flavor. So I do that, and then lots of salt and pepper. Trying to think, what else can I add in here to give it some more? Okay, and last but not least, I also if you smell seasonings, you know, really use all of your senses, right? Remember how things taste together, smell things. Does this smell of this herb go with the smell of the roast? Sounds so weird when I say it, but like if you really take the time and think about it, you know, just take a smell, and I think it'll smell good. I think it's will be flavorful. Some barbecue with some garlic and some onion and some rosemary. I think rosemary is not usually used with these kind of flavors and like barbecue, but I think it'd be something different. I'm gonna add a little bit more, and then that's it. So let me show you guys tonight's meal, and here it is. So I'm gonna set that on low. It is now 2 o'clock. My sister and her fiance are coming over for a haircut. Then we have gymnastics. The reason, oh, speaking of, well, see, like, so I'm gonna be at gymnastics. We'll be gone all afternoon after nap time, and then I have my girlfriends coming over for this evening. So I knew, and we had planned that they were coming over, so I knew that I'm not going to want to be cooking while they're here. That's, to me, that's rude. But my family still needs to eat, so that's why I chose to do my crock pot meal on this day, because I will not be available to cook in the evening. So planning my meals ahead, and also scheduling my day ahead, I knew today would not be a good cook in the evening kind of day. So I hope this helped. If you guys liked this video, give it a big thumbs up. If you have not yet, please subscribe to my channel. I finally reached over 100, and I am so excited. I don't know, you know, this is just fun to me. I like talking anyways. So if you guys want to see more meal ideas or whatever, if you have any ideas of something that you want to see from me, I would love to listen and, you know, create those videos. But I'm just doing videos, you know, as I go. If I think I'm doing it anyways, might as well video it. That's where I'm at. So I hope you guys have a blessed day, and I will see you next time. Bye.